The last of the Pokémon Shirts by Original Stitch have come out. That means it's time to talk about them. After all, I have nothing better to do. It's January. So let's get pumped and review some shirt designs. Starting with Brown. Turtwigs. It's a pretty cute little guy. I like the touch of Diglett and the negative space giving the trees their form. It's quite a brown ensemble with leaf, and stripe. Come on. Get it together. Grottle. There we go. It's another cute one. The colors aren't for me, but it works well as a shirt. Very fitting of the grass ground type as well. Nice and unflatteringly lorg. Ooh, now I really like Torterras. It's like a spooky forest in the night. It's sleeping. There's an Oddish sleeping. The Diglets are back. It looks nice from afar, though I do wish the Torterra itself didn't pop out so much. It could be subtler. Chimchar? More like Chim far away is where I want this shirt to be from me. It kind of hurts my eyes, honestly. And it's actively throwing its own flaming poop on this shirt. Do you want that on your shirt? I sure don't. And look, it's even refueling its fire, if you catch my drift. Oh, I like Monferno's. It's doing fighting moves on the fiery orange grid. These shirts are doing a good job getting the dual typings across, and I love how rugged the grid looks. Oh! Huh. Bold move I would not have gone for. The added Chinese clouds are nice, but kind of a letdown for such a popular Pokemon. So, Piplup is my favorite starter Pokemon, right? But I wouldn't buy this. But that's more of a me-style thing. I'm kinda sad, but it makes sense. The Piplup are cute, though, doing their various Piplup activities in the cold sea. How does this slide right here work? That's not... Oh, but now it's breaking the ice. It's like your typical seafaring sailor shirt pattern, but Prinplup is here to wreck it. So is Empoleon. Yeah, show those waves and icebergs who's boss. Love the sharpness of the waves, too. From a distance, it gives the shirt a torn and edgy look without actually being torn. Or edgy. It's just kind of minimalist, spiky stripes. I really like it. Oh, how pleasant. I guess if someone were to get a Starly shirt, this would be exactly the kind of pattern they'd want. It's just about as plain and normal as you can get, but I really like the idea of the plaid lines being like power lines with birds resting on them. Ooh, I think out of all of the Paisley patterns across all 4 generations of shirts, this is the most detailed, and how fittingly too. Paisley is like the same shape as Staravia's quail bauble feather, and I love this hidden Staravia face right here too. I feel like a Midwesterner would wear this and say it's his best attire. And yeah, that's about what I expected. Oh man, the boy who gets this will have the coolest shirt in his whole middle school. Doof. The buffalo plaid checker pattern is also wood. Look at the detail. It's wood because Bidoof is a mountain beaver. It's so fun. They did such a great job here. The wood texture. How do they get that much detail on fabric? I guess that's why they're so expensive. The Barrel's pattern isn't great as a shirt in my opinion, but it does receive a stupid amount of bonus points because I think it would work great as a baby blanket or a bib, which is fitting because the name is Bibarrel. Very whimsical, very musical, very fitting. Look how cute he is. I feel like the large vertical red shapes kinda take away from the design though. I don't know, they feel very distracting when looking at the shirt from afar. But I have a question. Where he going? He walking out the door? Kindergarten teacher with an affinity for music vibes. It's the kitty xylophone, the letter of the day, the number of the day, the lack of shading. Yeah, feels Sesame Streety. Miss Frizzle Fleek. Oh, that's smart. Shinx has shiny eyes and a star on its tail, so using the Futura 60s, 70s star patterns, yeah, that's very fitting thematically. Don't know if I can say aesthetically, though.
Oh, his little booty.
Anyway, with Luxio, we're moving through the decades. Luxio gets the 80s to 90s shapes and squiggle lines, which is very fitting because lightning bolts. And also, there's even more sparkly stars behind the running Luxio, too. Yeah, I really like this one. Yep, and there it is. We've continued traveling through time. Now it's the early 2000s edgy patterns. Very fitting again, though, and Gen Z has been bringing the fashion of the 2000s back. Maybe this is good? I don't know. It's just kind of a ton of lightning bolts. Oh, Badoo! That's super cute. Very fitting in its simplicity, too. Just a Badoo having a good time amongst some blooming plants. And rose arrayed, fittingly elegant, and I love the colors. The silhouetted rose stems work really nice in contrast with the more detailed shading of the full roses. Very fancy and romantic feeling, like the bathroom wallpaper at a 4-star hotel. Granados, you stinking knocked over the tree, you turd! I do like the use of all these jungly plants, though. It makes it feel all the more prehistoric, though I wish the shirt was darker overall, and that this Granados wasn't just the normal art with a filter over it, or that these Granados weren't so, like, plainly posed as opposed to being actiony with, like, weight, like how things in the real world move. Now, Rampardos, that's some action. The rough patterning between all the Rampardos heads are too perfect. It's spiky, it's rough scales, it's cracked rock, it's all of the above, and that's very fitting. Oh no, Shieldon is stuck in a hole! I don't know what these shapes are supposed to be. Minimalist shields? Morse code? But where would it start? Do you count the different colors? Does Shieldon itself count? Well, I spent way too long on this and I had to cut myself off. But I think it says Tatetatsu in Wabun, which is Shieldon's Japanese name in Japanese Morse code. I make no promises though. Epic if it's true, but where does it start? Bastiodon. I love the ancient stone building vibes here. You'd think, how are they possibly going to make Bastiodon marketable on a shirt? And then, they did it! And they freaking did it well! Oh, Burmese really swell. Bunch of swell little guys. I feel like even a grandma who knows nothing about Pokemon would like this shirt. They're just cute little bug friends. And Wormadam's is, close to being good. I love the details on the flowers themselves, but then the Wormadams themselves stand out too much, which I know is probably the point, obviously, but for standing out so much, they aren't very perfect. Mothim's got a good pattern, and the addition of Combi is nice because Mothim like to steal their honey. I love the colors here too. Combi, to quote my wife, oh, it's so cute. But also, oh, my poor eyes. Yeah, that's bright. Definitely more of an accent pattern, like for a shirt pocket or something, rather than the entire shirt. And Vespiquen, hexagons, because of course, but I feel like it's too sporadic. I wish there was a forward-facing Vespiquen, and I wish it wasn't so techy? Like, there's too many patterns all at once. Not a fan. Polka dots do not flatter her, and all of these geometric patterns, but none of them on the inside of the hexagons are hexagonal themselves, and it just, nothing works here. Pachirisu! Something is off about the Pokemon itself. I think it's the emoji tear face it's got. Big energy. But the leaves and berries are really cute. Maybe Original Stitch should make leaf and berry shirts instead. Now, if any Pokemon is worthy of the classic ocean navy fisherman coastal aesthetic, it's Wingull. But we're not here for that. We're here for Buizel. I mean, it's a buoy, and an otter, and it has a flotation device. It's too perfect, and I quite like this one. It's art. And maybe that should be where it stays, as art, not as a shirt. Floatzel's design works a lot better as a shirt. I like that the Floatzel itself is a charm, amongst other charms, on a big ship-tying rope. Definitely the kind of shirt I could see on a waiter at a mom-and-pop seafood restaurant on the coast. Cherubi from behind looks like a butt. The design here is definitely simple, which I guess helps the Cherubi pop. Cherim is much cleaner and much more poppy though. So happy. So little to say about it. I love the two different Shellos meeting up on an island, likely having some forbidden love on their forbidden vacation. Very pleasant. Though I feel like there are a lot of shirts this gen that are just like Pokemon and things sort of related to the Pokemon on a white background. At least Gastrodon likes to stand out from the crowd and does something cool with its whiteness. And I like how this blob here is the focal point instead of the Pokemon, but like, what is it? A Gastrodon from below? A Gastrodon after it got stomped on? It feels very aquatic and sluggy, so I like that. Imagine, if you will, being Yasuo Kato, and you are told that you get to design some shirts for Pokemon Shirts by Original Stitch. And among the list of Pokemon for you to design a shirt for is Ambipom. How do you take something so abhorrently abominable and make it appealing as a shirt in the slightest? Well, apparently the answer is bright saturated colors, plants, and fun trees, because I actually don't hate this. Despite Ambipom being one of my least favorite Pokemon ever. I mean, this shirt would be significantly better if it was just Ipom instead of Ambipom, but still, kudos! Aw, Drifloon is trying to kidnap a child. How pleasant and appropriate for a shirt. And I like how this Drifloon is actually concerned, but not at the other Drifloon trying to steal a kid. No, it's concerned about this Drifloon trying to steal a Clefairy doll. It's like,
bruh, you realize that's not real, right? Like, it's not alive. Whoa, oh gosh, you're right. Well, this is embarrassing. Guess I'll go evolve now.
And now as a Drifloon, it redeems itself by stealing Pikachus left and right, doing what Team Rocket never could from their own hot air balloon. I do really like the design here. It's pleasant and faint. From a distance, it looks like a super elegant design too, which I really like. Ow, my eyes again, the whiplash. Well, again, it's really cute. Buneary, plants, weeds. It's just kind of the Pokemon and some things on a white background again, but I do like the storybook aesthetic. And I'm really glad that here they went with the Angora rabbit yarn and things made from it route for Lopunny, instead of going fully on into that. Oh, heck yeah! Witchy Halloween vibes for real. Dark and spooky. A hint of mischievism. The expression on the Misdreavus is especially pleasing here. Ow! It's murder on the eyes! Get it? But really though, it's so sharp, and not entirely in a good way. Though, honestly, from a distance, I do really like it. The colors and line work and minimalist geometry of the Murkrow blend together really well, especially when you aren't looking at it up close. Honestly, I think I'd consider getting this one. Oh, precious kitty on a white background with things. Well, at least it's like those floating cat shelves people put on their walls. Glameow is like pampered house cat incarnate. Or, I guess that's ugly, but that's more so taken to the extreme. Just like the art choice here, it's certainly bold. Well, I do like the inclusion of Skitty and Litten, but the drawings themselves, just placed on top of these soft rectangles, yeah, it's kinda ugly, not gonna lie, and maybe that's the idea. Well, Chingling is so cute and happy, and also just on a white background instead of someplace interesting. Maybe the shrines where these bells are found. Alas. Uh-oh, stinky. Amongst flowers, I do really like it, but I especially just love the detail of the yellow fart cloud. I mean, it's coming from Stunky's behind. It's a skunk, of course. But also the soft and yet rough line work on the whole design is such a lovely touch. Skuntank is really fun too. From a distance, it looks like just your cool Japanese illustrated swirls with extra points. But then you see the Skuntanks and you realize, oh, these two are stink clouds wafting through the air. Quite hilarious, and making my own stink clouds. And very well executed. Oh, I hope you like polka dots. But honestly, a pattern like this is perfect for Bronzor. Bronzor was destined for this shirt. And Bronzong. While I like the bold color choices, I just wish the background wasn't white. But it being amongst all of these ancient artifacts is very fitting, especially considering these ancient artifacts are mostly related to agriculture, hence the wheat grains too. Remember, Bronzong was used to help summon rain in ancient times, which helps crops grow. Sly! It's all about its fake tears, remember? It's sly about its true emotions. Hence these tears forming all these different facial expressions in between the actual Bonsly. That's a really nice touch. A very nice touch. And I really like the colors here too. So I'm not a huge fan of clowns myself, but even I can admit when a clown design is fun and clever. I really like this. It's so fun and party-filled and everywhere. It's like old school kids illustrations for picture books, like those little golden books and such. Even the coloring being outside of the lines is like they're misaligned printers. Then Happiny, yeah, Pokemon and stuff on a white background. But I do like how she's taking some of the polka dots and holding them like the rocks that they always carry around, pretending that they are eggs. I love this one that's trying to carry too many. Are those supposed to be audio cables? Huh. I'm also not very keen on its pink void eyes. Spiritomb! It's like a cave wall painting, or just watercolor, but it's pretty cool either way. It's a bit more washed out and overlappy than I'd like personally, but the concept here? A tier. Like Gibble coming in and out of the small caves that make up the polka dots. A tier idea. And notice that the background isn't white. Bonus points. Oh no, Gabite's got a carbink! Oh no, I think it stole the carving from Sableye! There's quite the little story here, and I love that. I also love all the gems and evolution stones strewn about the place. It's a really cute illustration, but I just don't think it needs to be on a shirt. Watch out! The edgy kids are back, and with a vengeance. It's sharp and slashy. Perfect for a Garchomp. Honestly, if they did anything else with this shirt design, it wouldn't be as good. This shirt is the Garchamp! Munchlax is gathering fallen berries amongst the vast white void, and then dropping them, only to later find them once again. Munchlax is in purgatory. So I dig all the circles. It's like Riolu's aura, you know? And the touch of shiny Riolu being here is nice too, but it just feels kind of like a letdown. Popular Pokemon, plain white background. And something is off with Lucario's face in a couple of these poses. The squiggly circles are a good choice though. It's making aura spheres, and it's carrying aura fists and such like it does in Smash Bros. So they were definitely keeping the Smash players in mind while designing this shirt, rather than the Lucario Smashers. You know, with Hippopotas, they already had the perfect pattern. Like, just take literally its own body camo pattern, slap it on a shirt, maybe throw some full mon on there, and then that's kind of what they did, I guess, but not really. It'd have been better if it matched the Pokemon a lot more and was darker and was just, I don't know, better. Hippowdon. Oh, I like the Dwebble that's getting a pebble out of Hippowdon's back for it. That's really cute. And I do appreciate the colors and dirty look it has, but I'm not a fan of how the right side of some of these blotches looks so abruptly cut off. Ooh, purple sand dunes. See, that's nice. That's really nice. It gives the poison vibe while also being deserty. It's superb. It's like the desert at night, but also it's poison. I love this shirt. Ooh, and I really wish I liked Drapion the Pokemon because I really like Drapion the shirt. These spiky swirls are bueno to the core. You know what? Krogunk would do that, wouldn't it? Just be itself on a shirt. Every bit of this pattern is Krogunk, and Krogunk is all you need. 10 out of 10. Alright, Toxicroak, you took it too far. Blah. That's the face you're making, blah. You spilled mustard everywhere. You're gonna make all the other 5th graders think you're so cool by wearing this. Oh. You know, Carnivine could have been some big jungly thing, but it's this? Oh, listen to me, Carnivine. I do like that it includes pictures of real Venus flytraps and pitcher plants alongside Victory Bell and all that. I could definitely see a plant shop owner wearing this. I feel like there should be more Pokemon shirts with water-type Pokemon that utilize the watercolor art style. That just makes sense. And I love how Finneon is so forgettable of a Pokemon that is not even the most prominent Pokemon on its own shirt. It's Luvdisc and Clamperl. Oh, Lumineon. And Lampent. Wait, no. No, what is that? Lampent? No. Lantern! Yeah, the other glowing fish. Even Staryu's here because the core glows. It's very fitting. From a distance, it looks like a bunch of very pretty ornate decorum, too. Oh, I love Mantikes! It's like looking down into water and you can see all of its Remoraid buddies hanging out with it. This design feels like it would work really, really well as a desktop wallpaper, too. I really like it. It's over for Snover. It's being chased by a Galarian Darumaka. Very nice. And it definitely has spending summer up in the cold mountains vibes. Abomasnow! How do you have the worst type combo and such a confusing shirt? Oh wait. Thinking. It's a blizzard. Duh. It's making a big icy blizzard in the forest. I like that actually. Weavile, climbing mountains, scratching holes to sneakily take a peek at whomever would dare wear this shirt, and then popping out to attack them. Weavile is the fashion police. Beep boop, love the radio wave communication with Stormy, beep boop. And the whole space and atomic particle motif going on. Mwah. The colors are especially fitting of it too. It feels very retro. Ha! Stripes! The stripes are the tongues. Oh no, that one got bonked! Bonk! It's honestly pretty clever to do stripes like this with Licky Licky, though it reminds me of Hubba Bubba Bubble Tape. Rhyperior. I never, once, ever, in a million years, thought I would say, I like Rhyperior's design. But I guess all it took was me talking about its shirt by Original Stitch, rather than talking about the Pokemon itself. Oh my gosh, it shot a Roggenrola and Geodude out of its cannon arms! It's just something about the colors and the rugged shapes and the lines all blending quite well here. It feels natural and cave-like, and from a distance it feels even better because you can see Rhyperior less. Oh, I guess I'm gonna buy a Tangrowth shirt. I actually have always liked Tangrowth, and making the entire shirt one big tangly mess like this is exactly what it needed to be. Oh, I wish a lot more of the shirts took this approach to their designs, making them on big and just in the design, like the design is the Pokemon, but it's still somehow subtle. Oh, mild shock. Electivire's shirt is yellow. Too yellow. And I think they desaturated it too much. Even the black, or gray, of Electivire's stripes are washed out, and because it's the darkest part of the shirt, it makes it look like you've got a bunch of broken up squished spiders on your shirt from a distance. Like, dude, who's wearing this? Are you okay? You get attacked by a swarm? Oh gosh, huge shame it's a Magmortar shirt. If it was just about any other fire-type Pokemon here doing that attack, this would be an instant buy. I love the minimalist flames like this, and the rustic smoky particles you can faintly see on the black fabric underneath. Mwah, it's so fuego, and then you put that thing on it. I hope you like clouds. But see, this is an example of a Pokemon shirt on a white background that works because it's not just a void. It's a soft, cloudy, and splotchy painty look instead. It's just so nice. Beyond Megas is pretty fun actually, very geometric, pretty fly. These shapes coming off of the wings may reflect how fast they vibrate their wings. It's like the airwaves being rapidly fluttered about. Leafeon! Yeah, I see they kind of phoned this one in. Pokemon, plants, white background. I like the inclusion of the leaf stone though. And hey, leave that one alone, it's sleeping. I see that the Glaceon that's actively prancing about is doing so because it's put on some extra weight. Well, good for it, and good on the designer for having the white be the pretty details instead of the entire gosh dang background like Leafeon. It makes the shirt look and feel so much better. Huh. What is... Oh, I get it. I was gonna say, I don't really understand the shirt. Like, what's with all these weird pink F-Zero looking hovercar things? Is it because Gliscor can also glide really fast and far? But no, it's inverted. The pink is the space between the Gliscor silhouettes. Odd choice, but fun, and I like it. Fitting of the type. And this shirt is really cute too, but more as an illustration rather than a shirt pattern. But I do really love how squiggly all the ice is and how you can faintly see through some of it. And the Swinub are so precious. Uh-oh. I might have to buy this one. It's all glitched up and missing Noe because it's Porygon Z, the Porygon 2 that glitched out and corrupted. It's so clever. And I doubt there will ever be another Pokemon shirt quite like this one. But ultimately, I got as far as putting it in my cart, but then decided against it. The squares and effects are just a tad too small for my taste. I feel like they would have a hard time coming up on camera. It would just look like a big noisy confetti mess. Ruined the video quality. Oh. Some Gallade without eyes. All standing guard, guarding a Gardevoir. Without eyes. Are they purposefully trying to make the coolest popular Pokemon have the lamer designs while some of the underdogs get the really, really cool ones? I feel like that has to be a thing other than like the starters and legendaries, right? Ooh, I love how geometric and wireframey Probopass is. The compass arrows are an especially nice touch. Such perfect triangles everywhere. I definitely see the point of it. Why all the spooky floating hands, Dusknoir? Well, I really do like the dark gray pinstripe background. It feels very formal. Not that you would ever wear a shirt with Dusknoir on it to a funeral or anything. Right? Another very pretty illustration, and one that makes sense being on a white background. It is a snowy village after all, but would you wear this on a shirt? I'd use it as a phone wallpaper or have it in a book or something before putting it on a shirt. Beat both! The 50s aesthetic here is very fitting. It was the 1950s when everyone started buying their own home appliances, what with the huge wave of both economic boom and advances in appliance technology and affordability. So the appliance-possessing Pokemon having this look is quite spot on. Dang it, Uxie! With the white background again, and you're just there! What do you even have to do with flowers? Mesprit, much cuter, much better colors. Shirt gets a bit noisy from a distance, but some people like that. Azelf. Now that's a much nicer background, though I'm still not sure what this trio has to do with flowers. I mean, I guess flowers kind of symbolize emotions. I'd have much preferred a Mandela chakram kind of thing. It'd be more fitting, IMO. Oh, but Dialga's is sick! The diamonds, the diagonal stripes, and it looks like its signature move, Roar of Time. That's some really good stuff. Oh, Palkia's too. It also looks like its signature move, Spatial Rend, which cuts up space into triangles just like that. It's also reminiscent of its triangle wings. And Heatran! You know, not bad for a nothing legendary. It's certainly not the hottest shirt among them, but it's not bad. I actually quite prefer the colors here lining up well with the Pokemon it's based on. It'd probably be better with less of a detailed, obvious Heatran face there, you know? Ooh, now I'm surprised that they didn't include the faces of the newer Reggie Pokemon in this design too, but oh well. I do still like it. It matches Regigigas's white body with sharp rectangular lines sporadically around it, but I think they might be too sporadic here. But a nice touch of the shapes behind the Pokemon though, a reference to Regirock, Regice, and Registeel. Yeah. Giratina. Like, I get it. It's its signature move, just like the other two in the Creation Trio, but it's just kind of a shame that its signature move isn't as cool looking on the shirt. You know, it makes a round portal and goes through it and then slash attacks, but like here, it just kind of looks kind of meh. Ooh, but Cresselia's is really pretty. Fittingly, it's super dreamy, like calming psychic waves to relax and fall asleep to. I can honestly think of no other way to perfect this design any further than what it is currently. I could see it on a nurse or a doctor's secretary. I always forget about Phione, or Phion. Phione? Feeny. Well, I'm sure I'll forget about it again once I'm no longer looking at this rather nifty shirt. Using its unique body shape to make pretty little columns like this is super nice. Makes me think of those, like, Atlantean columns that you'd see in, like, pet stores. And actually, this shirt is a lot nicer than Manaphy's. Manaphy, you're like a deep-sea oceanic sea angel. Why are you on a white background? Like, literally, just watch this. Invert the image, and it's a septillion times better. Sad face. Ooh, Darkrai. Oh, hella epic. The shadowy dark aura flames, the eclipse, the Darkrai itself being almost made out of the negative space. My god, it is an S-tier design at work here. And I don't even like Darkrai or anything, but this shirt is so cleverly designed. It is so good. And then Shaman. More like it's a shame, Min. So I feel like they commissioned someone to illustrate pages for a children's book about Shaman's big day through a flower field. And then after the art was done, they were like, oh, I'm so sorry. Did I say children's book? I meant a shirt with a repeating pattern. And so they took their very square and page-shaped illustrations and slapped them all together like this. I mean, see? Each one is perfectly fitting inside of a square, and some parts of them are even almost cut off like they're the edges of pages. The heck? Well, at least we get to finish with an epic one. It's Arceus. You'll notice Arceus isn't available on the list of Pokemon to get shirts of initially, and that's because you have to actually unlock it. But how do you do that? Well, I got the little unlocking animation to play after manually going through every single Sinnoh Pokemon, possibly in order, as in clicking on Turtwig, and then clicking on the right arrow on every single one, and then going back to the main Sinnoh page. It's like how you face Arceus in Legends Arceus only after completing the Pokédex. And this actually isn't the first Pokemon shirt they've hidden in some way like this either. But now, to look at the shirt itself, it really is epic, and completely fitting of Pokemon's creator deity. The Creation Trio being like constellations, the faint nebulae, which are the birthplaces of stars, Arceus just vibing in space all epic-like. Yeah, I really like it. Though I do feel like there might be too much of an obvious Arceus here. Like, it's just kind of there. It could be more integrated into the nebula, so to speak. Maybe make it a constellation also like the Creation Trio, but a more detailed one since it's its own shirt. But still, yes, I really like it. consider it purchased. And that was every Gen 4 Pokemon shirt by Original Stitch. Which was your favorite, and which was your most despised? Let me know down below, and also, why not take a look at every Gen 4 Sitting Cutie plush? I love this plush line, but just like with these shirts, some are clearly better than others. Now, until next time, please remember to never stop using your noggin, and thank you so much for watching.